I am back again. I am taking another walk, and today is Sunday. And I just saw a video by Muji, and it was titled "A Simple and Powerful Prayer." And it's interesting. Right now, I know that I had learned to stabilize in the environment that I was in, the social milieu, so to speak, as it were, before all that is happening in the world has transpired. And I was doing well, and I was stabilized, and I was able to come in the mornings and set my intentions to be loved, to focus on growth and expansion, knowing that all things are working together for my good and my benefit. And while I still continue there, one of the really difficult things that I have encountered is coming in contact with people in their regular state, in their regular state, just because of, whatever life is sending their way. It's a challenge. It's not something that I can say that I've totally mastered yet, but I was feeling very confident in my abilities to handle and to center and to ground with people as they were presenting. But now what I'm noticing is that there is a great deal of uncertainty. There's a great deal of confusion, and adding that to people's already unstable state has heightened the frustration of others. Good morning.
How are you?
All right, how are you?
Yeah.
It has heightened their frustration. It has heightened their volatileness. And when you have learned to stabilize in that environment, you are golden. Well, when you learn to stabilize in the environment, but prior to that, you're pretty much golden, right? But now adding that additional instability is a challenge. It really, really is a challenge. And I'm finding myself having to recalibrate a whole lot more throughout my day. And it's not just calibrating based upon, okay, this is a really great example because I'm walking down a hill right now. And I'm thinking about when I was younger and I had a bike, and it was like the 3-speed bike or 5-speed, I don't know what it was. Anyway, and I never got it. I never understood how it worked, because I think when you're going up a hill, you're supposed to switch it to the gear in which you have the most resistance, because I think you're actually working less. And so the idea is to, as you are going up this hill, you don't want to spin your wheels really fast to have to get up the hill. You want to be able to take a little more time and get up the hill. This feels like exactly the opposite. This feels like I'm going uphill and everybody else is also going uphill. And not only are they going uphill, but they are trying to latch on to anything for help. And so because you're ahead of the class, because you are you've been able to stabilize in other environments in which they haven't, you're ahead of them, so to speak. And so they are doing all that they can, grapple hooks, all that crap, trying to hold on to you. And you are on a bike that has only one gear, and then that's that really fast version. Like your bike is not broken, but you all that you can do, you're spinning those wheels. And it's difficult. But then when you become aware that you can shift into another gear, which does give you that a little bit more ease, you still feel the strain of everyone who is behind you and wanting to help them and wanting to be there for them, and wanting to assist them. And one of the things I really struggled with was, because I know what we're taught, right? I know what we're taught, but we're also taught two different ways. And I think in circumstances and situations like this, you can't help everybody. You can't. I think in life, you can't help everybody. And when I say that, I mean mentally, physically, spiritually. You cannot physically walk this life out for them. The best that you can do is get yourself in a place where you are strong and you are able to manage the situation, and you model that for them. You show them that it's possible. It's like putting on your oxygen mask before you go to help others. It seems selfish. It seems really selfish, but it's necessary in order for you to be able to help others. We are taught in this world that we give out of ourselves until there's nothing left to give. And that is selfless and it's proper, and that's what we should do. It's our Christian duty. It is our selfless duty to the world. And to be quite honest with you, if you think about it, there were times, if we look at the Christian example, if we look at Jesus as the example, we understand that there were times when he retreated, when he went away, when he fasted and prayed and went away. And in those moments, what he was doing was filling himself, being not selfish, but being self-focused, understanding that we can't give out of what we have, because as human beings in our physical selves, we have what everybody else has. We are not superhuman in our physical self. But in our spiritual self, this is the duality of life that's so beautiful and so confusing. In our spiritual self, when we are aligned to God, when we are aligned with our inner being, when we have taken the moments to refocus, recalibrate, and reflect on who we are and gain our strength from the ever-present stream of energy, of love, of joy, of peace, of patience, of kindness, of goodness. When we when we take moments to fill ourselves from that source, from our eternal source, from the infinite source, then and only then, once we do that, then and only then do we have from our overflow the ability to pour into others and to give others what they need. So part of my struggle in all of this, and what I realized was yesterday I got a love offering of judgment from my husband. And I call it a love offering because vibrationally, I can't receive judgment if I'm not in judgment. That's just the truth. And I realized that I was in judgment. I'm in judgment of a lot of people who are still walking around, living their lives, going to stores, touching things, being very selfish, how I perceive to be very selfish during this time when we're asked to stay home so that people can be taken care of. I see it as a very economy-focused mindset, and that frustrates me. And I can be honest that it does frustrate me, and I have, because of that frustration, because of that contrast, I am sending lots into my vortex about our world changing in that way, that we would focus much more on people, that we would be much more focused on the needs of people and not our financial infrastructure. And so I was in that judgment, in that place, and he had to judge me in order for me to see that. And I do see that. And so I'm moving away from releasing judgment. And I'm also having a very hard time trying to discern what should be done. And what I realize is that everybody else is there too. Nobody knows what to do in this situation. We have nothing to compare this to. And so whatever we do is the best thing that we think we should do. And so my judgment of people doing the best thing that they think that they should do, or my judgment of people not knowing what to do and so just doing what they think is okay, and me also not knowing what is important to do or not do, I don't know, that I need to just relax and rest in the peace that surpasses all understanding, that I would have peace of mind, that I would not worry about what other people do and what that means to anything, how that translates, that I would just have peace and not worry or judge, and that I would take care of my family in the best way that I can, the best way that I know how, and release everyone from my expectations. That's what it is. Woo! Releasing other people from my expectations, because I don't want to be held to someone else's expectations. It's real important. Anyway, so back to the video, Muji Baba. So I was writing a blog yesterday. I haven't finished it, haven't posted it yet, but it was about how we often focus on the negative instead of focusing on all the things that are going well, and how we need to develop a practice to focus on the good, all the good. And it was so interesting that a video was posted this morning, and it, like I said, it was by Muji, and it said it was a powerful prayer, simple, powerful. And good morning. I'm well. How about you? Good. Take care, guys. Hey, cutie. She's so cute. So it was so powerful, so powerful. That's another thing, guys. It's really important. You know what? We do want to give people their physical space, but we also need to look people in their eyes and not acknowledge them when we're walking by them. Look at people, smile. It lifts their vibration. It's a hard time right now. But anyway, this prayer was just simply saying thank you. I mean, it was so powerful though. I'm walking in the middle of the street and I'm sobbing and I'm bawling and I am joyful and I'm thankful. And I sent it to a ton of people, and probably going to post it at the end of that blog that I post if I work on that today. But it put me in such a understanding that we can thank God even for sickness. We can thank the presence for all that is happening. We can we can focus on the things that are working for our good and our benefit. We don't have to look at this one negative thing. Because really, when we think about it, it's one negative thing. Yes, it's affecting a bunch of other things, but it's one thing. And there's millions of other reasons. There's millions of other lives, millions of other people to give thanks for. Millions of other actions in our bodies that are taking place simultaneously and effortlessly that we can be thankful for. There is beauty in the world that we can be thankful for, even in the midst of such tragedy. So I give thanks this morning, and that is going to be my mantra. Thanksgiving. Thank you for all that is. Thank you for all that is. Have a good day.